captain by a hook with a red beard. Captain by a hook with a red beard.
Sometimes you gotta raise the roof. Man, please. All about my bread like some ham and cheese. Y'all know the damn deal. Man, conference play underway. I gotta do it. I got to do it. Shout out Kansas State. Start off the Big 12 conference play after struggling. Let me find it here. I know I got them somewhere. Kansas State outlasting Cincinnati, giving Cincinnati their second loss of the season. Cincinnati now 0-1 conference play. Not the biggest deal, but I will tell you a huge deal. And I've been talking down on the kid. I've been calling him out, talking dirty. My man, Coleman Hawkins. Best performance of the season. He came out and said, I hear y'all. Y'all think just because I got $2 million and I'm averaging 8 and 6 that I'm trash? The kid put up a double in the win. 20 points, 10 rebounds for Coleman Hawkins. Shout out to him helping the team out. But you want to know what really won this game? And I didn't watch it, so I don't know if it was unfair or not. Kansas State shoots 20 free throws in this game, which isn't a big deal. Till you realize Cincinnati only shoots 7 free throws. Hard to win a ball game when the free throw differential is 13. And I'm not blaming the refs. Cincinnati might not have been aggressive enough. Again, didn't watch this game, so I really do not know, other than the stats. Decent shooting night from both teams. Cincinnati shot about 47% from the field. It's just that free throw differential. 16 for 20 for Kansas State, 4 for 7 for Cincinnati. Cincinnati, with all the hype and the amazing 10-1 non-conference start, they go to Kansas State, who were 6-5 yesterday. Now, this is going to be a trend. And they end up falling short, 70-67, 3-point win for the kids. Anyway, we're going to recap some more games from yesterday. I got a bunch of bets for you today because we got college hoops all day, baby, on New Year's Eve. It's a holiday. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 bets for the non-Espanol speakers. Give those out a little later. We'll recap the night last night. That was Monday night. Also, I heard there was a great football game on. How about those Lions, huh? But all you're going to hear about that from me. If you want bowl game bets, check out last Friday's episode. JCP kind of touched on all bowl games going up until Thursday. Definitely a good listen. If you want to get there, we have about 20 minutes just on college football from last Friday's episode with my man Jaden Chandler Parnell. But after I preview to the recap last night's games, I will preview all of the games for today. And again, give out my 6 bets for this evening. It's New Year's Eve, baby. I got my party hat on, bringing it back to the 90s. Anyway, it's Captain by a hook, baby, with the red beard, presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare down greatness. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live for you here on this beautiful, beautiful last day of 2024. I gotta admit, it's been a tremendous year, and I am so thankful and so blessed to be able to spend my mornings here with you guys. And I appreciate the love, appreciate the support, every view, listen, chuckle I can bring you, and of course, every winning bet. I appreciate it. It means more than y'all will ever know just for y'all to give me any kind of love. Hell, even if you're telling me, I appreciate you. Shout out to the true ones. There's a few of you out there, few loyal listeners. Shout out to y'all specifically. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate all the messages on Twitter, X, if you will, whether it's good or bad. I'm a positive guy. I can take it. I got people that text me like, dang, bruh, trash ass pick. It was. I agree. Speaking of trash ass picks, Gonzaga last night, huh? Minus 22, I gave out. Ends up dropping to minus 20. I don't know how the world thought the 6-8 Pepperdine Waves was going to keep it close with Gonzaga, but hey, I definitely was wrong on that one. You can also send me positive notes on the X if you'd like. But Gonzaga, man, 50-32 at halftime. I'm thinking this thing is in the bag. Groceries. Shout out to Gutta Gutta. Um, and then Gonzaga just fell apart halfway through the second half. They only had 10 second half points. I mean, from that point on, this game was single digits. It was 5, it was 6. Gonzaga pulled away a little bit, got it to 12 at one point again, and then Pepperdine Waves came back in. I like the name Waves, huh? Pepperdine, baby. They do get the loss 89-82, but a good fight. It to think that you kept it within single digits against Gonzaga, while Gonzaga shoots 55% from the floor and shoots 9 more free throws than you. Uh, Hats off to them. That's got to be a good feeling going into conference play. Gonzaga now 1-0 in the WCC. As a square, I do have Gonzaga to win the WCC, like minus 600. But hey, an automatic bet is a automatic bet. Let's jump to the Big 12. Depending on what time you listen to my show, this was a win or a loss. I gave this bet out at 10.5. It dropped to 9.5 by midday. Iowa State, the Cyclones, end up winning by exactly 10. Colorado, keeping it close, doing the dang thing. Man, this free throw discrepancy is killing these teams. Iowa State shoots 22 free throws. Colorado shoots only 8. It's hard to win a game if you're not getting to the free throw line. Like at some point, I don't like the flopping. At some point, you just got to go to the rack. Yeah, I give y'all kids an old trick. When you go, slap yourself. The ref will hear a slap and blow the whistle. But hey, that's some old school knowledge between you and I. But shout out to Colorado keeping it close. Iowa State 1-0, starting off their Big 12 journey this season. Houston, baby, getting the job done. They play some defense down there in the H, taking on Oklahoma State last night. This one actually was opposite. Houston 6 free throws to Oklahoma State's 18. Houston still wins by 13, covering the 12.5. Yes, sir. Captain by a hook for a reason, baby. That hook is a MN-effer. But shout out to Jawan Roberts leading the way for Houston. He had 20 and 11. A double for the kid. But man, Houston 1-0. They starting that 9-3 record doesn't look so bad after yesterday. They held Oklahoma State to 18 first half points. Anytime you hold a team to 18 points in 20 minutes, you're playing some damn good defense. Shout out to Houston. H-time, if you will, as the locals say. South Seal for Lil. Well, I've been around the block a few times. Rutgers, baby. Bring it back to New Jersey, all the way from the bottom of the map. Rutgers behind Dylan Harper's. Somebody told me earlier this season, Dylan Harper ain't got it like that. 16 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists. The kid dropped a triple double yesterday against Columbia. His running mate, Ace Bailey, with 24 points and 8 rebounds of his own. These two freshmen looking good. Rutgers should be a lot better than they are. 8-5 record going into Big Ten play now. This is their last non-conference game against a tough Columbia team, and they whooped them. They turkey dog whooped them. 91-64 win for the Scarlet Knights of Rutgers. Bring it down to Louisiana. Lake Charles, McNeese, the Cowboys. They took on Southeastern Louisiana, the Lions. Or McNeese, turkey dog whooping them. They win both halves by 14. Do the math. They won by 28. Pretty good shooting night for McNeese. 26 points for Javon Garcia to lead the way for the Cowboys of McNeese. They're now 2-0 in conference play, 8-5, looking to find their rhythm. This team came out cold in the beginning of the season. I think now that we're in conference play, we're going to start seeing McNeese start to dominate. And I love it. Shout out to Will Wade. That boy been eating, if you know what I mean. Arizona, baby. Caleb Love. He's hot. He's cold. But he's going to do what the kid does. Caleb Love, 33 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists. He leads Arizona. Only player on the team shooting double digits. That's a team. Arizona shot the ball 57%. They beat TCU by 9. Still not convinced this Arizona team is deep enough or good enough or defensively disciplined enough to make a run in March. 7-5 on the season, but they do start conference play 1-0 in their first season in the Big 12, baby. Man, all these Pac-12 teams, I feel like they just lost without a home. Real quick shout out to Grand Canyon, baby. The Lopes, 112-66 over the Bryant Bulldogs. Shout out to them. Micaiah Williams off the bench dropped 31 points. Man, that's bananas. Grand Canyon shot 83 shots. They are a quick offense, just getting it up. They ended up putting up 61 points in the first half. I said yesterday, Grand Canyon, I don't know if they cover. Boy, was I wrong. Nebraska, another team I was worried about covering. They came out and told me our defense is going to lead the way, and we are as good as you said we were. I'm telling you, this Nebraska team is a tough out for anybody, and they are going to be dominant in conference play. They'll at least be competitive. Let me not get ahead of myself. By the way, I could rap. Nebraska 77, Southern 43. Nebraska held Southern to 15 first half points. I mean, out the gate, just put them in a headlock and gave them an old-fashioned noogie woogie 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 woogie. Washington State, baby, the Cougars. They made me nervous a little bit down the stretch, but they get the job done. They end up beating Loyola Marymount 73-59, covering the 8.5 for us. Washington State now 2-0 in conference play. I don't know if they really give Gonzaga a run, but it's fun right now, and I definitely think this team can scare and upset somebody in the first round of the tournament. Now, Wayne Tinkle and Oregon State, 11-3. Yes, 1-0 in conference play. Yesterday they took on the Portland Pilots. Oregon State Beavers getting the 10-point victory. I wanted to shout them out for 2 reasons. Michael Rataj. I said Michael Rataj. He scores 28 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Oregon State getting the job done. 10-point victory. I said before the season Wayne Tinkle was on the hot seat. Oh, yeah. Put some ice on it, baby. He's rocking and rolling. He has the Oregon State basketball team. Sorry, I just exited out. 11-3 after last night's victory. Shout out to the kid, to the guy. Man, great night of college hoops last night. Great day of college basketball today. I mean, all day you get to just watch college hoops. We got a fun one with Virginia and NC State. First ACC matchup of the season, starting at 11, about 3 hours from now. Got a bet for you in that one. And then we got a beautiful 1 o'clock slate here. Um, get to it in a second. Man, I guess it isn't really a true Super Tuesday. Just a full day slate of games. Heck, I'm calling it a Super Tuesday anyway, baby. It's Captain by a hook with the red beard. We rocking and rolling on this New Year's Eve. Should have bought some sparklers or something, huh? Made the show festive. Hey, I got the hats. Little party animal over here. Can probably be in bed by 8. Anyway, let's look at today's games. Again, got 6 bets coming for you later on in the show, baby. It's Captain by a hook. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. St. Louis taking on Fordham. Love St. Louis minus the 2.5 on the road here. I like a lot of small road favorites today, and I like them a whole hell of a lot. I'm going to stay away from St. Louis only because I have so many other bets. Uh-oh. Marquette's moving. I got them at 5.5. They're 6.5 if you want to jump on that ASAP. I mean, you don't have to. Just saw it move. Anyway, St. Louis minus 2 and the hook. I like that a lot on the road. But at 1 o'clock, my attention is going to be on the Orangemen. Get to that game a little later. Dayton, also a great team this season. They're taking on LaSalle. They're at home minus 17.5. This is one of those games where after yesterday, I want to bet it just because this is one of those games where I'm going to say, well, Dayton's a good team, but I don't know if they cover the 17.5. And then they went, they win by 40. This is a morning show, people. Dayton, minus 17.5. Strong lean there. Now, this is a tough one. This is a Big 12 basketball, old school matchup. Every time I see this team, I miss Huggins. Bob Huggins. Somebody hire the kid. I mean, Bob Huggins is special. I miss him on the sidelines with his stool. Just mugging. Bob mugging Huggins. He's like, he grabs him. He's like, hey, better bring some damn energy on defense. I'm going to put your ass back on the bench. Old school coach. They don't make them like that anymore. Bob, we miss you. West Virginia taking on Kansas, the Jayhawks. Kansas laying 12.5 at home. I 100,000% guarantee a win from Kansas at 12.5. However, I don't know. I do not know. I'm scared of it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wish it was 8.5, 9.5. I can see Kansas getting the win, but I honestly, the number I have for the game is 8.5. I think Kansas wins this game by about 9, so the 12.5 scares the life out of me. Could be wrong, and they could end up blowing them out the water. Kansas, they're not built to blow teams out. And what I mean is their mentality thinks they're better than everybody. So they usually come into games, have a slow start, fight their way back, or they go up early and then they just coast and the other team comes back. They just don't have that killer mentality yet. And I mean, these kids are getting paid millions of dollars. It's hard to bring that killer mentality when you think you don't stink. But shout out to Kansas. They worry me at times. Laying 12.5 with them, definitely scurry. You said what? I said it's definitely scurry. Are you are you saying scary? Yes. Laying 12.5 with Kansas is scary. Utah, baby. The Utes. They're taking on Baylor, number 25 in the nation. Baylor's laying 11.5, like the home favorites here. Again, Baylor should win this game by 20, but this is the Big 12. Same thing with Kansas, West Virginia, Utah. I'm scared they can keep it close. Got 6 bets. Why force this one? But Baylor minus 11.5, definitely a good look. George Mason, they're at home minus 5.5 against Davidson. Uh, Steph Curry, hadn't been there in over 2 decades. George Mason minus 5.5. I like it and I love it. This is a fun one. I like the dog in this one. UMass, they're plus 10.5 on the road taking on St. Joseph's. I think this game is going to be a one possession game, 74-76, 77-72, something like that. Give me the plus 10.5 with UMass. And maybe that's the old school college basketball fan in me. UMass. The name just means something. Give me them to cover the plus 10 and the hook. Another fun one today at 1 o'clock. I'm telling you, there's some good games at 1 o'clock today. You get Tulane, the Green Wave, taking on Charlotte on the road. Man, I kind of like the under in this game, actually, under 144.5. I think both of these defenses show up. Both of these offenses kind of crawl. I can see this game staying in the 60s. I'd be shocked if both teams get to the 70s. 144 on the hook. I'd take the under in this game if I had to bet it. Also like Charlotte to cover the 2.5. Tulane haven't been tested too much this season. I don't know. On the road, I'd like the home team, but the under is my favorite play in that one. I think it stays in the 130s, and you can get 144 and a hook. St. Bonnie's, they're home dogs today, taking on VCU. Gonna stay away from this game, but if you like college basketball, this might end up being the most entertaining game of the day. That's just my opinion. These teams, these schools, they got a history and they bring it every single time. Both of these teams will come ready to play, and both of these teams will want to win. Usually every team wants to win, but you could just tell it's different sometimes. Texas Tech taking on Central Florida. Not going to lie to you. Like Central Florida plus the 12.5. Haven't seen Texas Tech yet this season. They do have a good record. They are rocking. They are rolling. They're 9-2 on the season. They're only 5-6 ATS though. Same thing as UCF, Central Florida. They are 9-2 on the money line, and they are 5-6 against the spread. Both of these teams, good over record though. If you're looking to play an over, 146 is a little big for me. It's also juiced, so I'm gonna stay away. But 7-4 for Central Florida against on the over, and 8-3 for Texas Tech on the over. I think this game is going to be closer than 12.5. The bet that I would play is UCF plus 12.5. But again, I haven't done enough homework on Texas Tech to be confident in taking a dog against them. But Central Florida, definitely think they keep that one close off the top. Seton Hall, baby. What happened to Shaheen Holloway? Man, I thought Seton Hall was going to be better than this. But anyway, they're taking on an Xavier team with Sean Miller, who was on a damn mission. Xavier's minus 9.5. I don't know if I can lay 9.5 with a Big East Conference game. So I'm going to stay away. But it's Xavier or nothing for me in this game. The total set at 132 in the hook. When you got a low total and a spread that's double digits, it's just a sign to stay away from me. This could be 66-58, and you end up losing with a heartbreak, and Xavier cruises to a victory. Kentucky, they're taking on Brown. This line's running and gunning. Was 22 in the hook last night. It's 24.5 right now. Juiced minus 120 to Kentucky's way. I've been screaming all season. Kentucky's the best team in the nation. 24.5 is a little big, but I would lay it if I had to. Gun to my head, $120 in my pocket. Give me Kentucky minus the 24.5. All of those games I just mentioned are at 1 o'clock, and I still got 2 more games to talk about at 1 o'clock. 2 bets for you in that time slot. Notre Dame, the Fighting Irish. They're taking on a tough Georgia Tech team. We got ACC basketball today, baby. Conference play is here. I couldn't be more geeked, couldn't be more excited about it. Big East, Mount West, Big 12, and now the ACC tipping off their conference play. Big 10 and SEC will follow suit later this week. Kind of like the Fighting Irish at plus money on the money line, but man, Notre Dame has been breaking my heart. Oh, don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. The Fighting Irish. Staying away from them until further notice. Um, both of these teams, Georgia Tech and Notre Dame, I love them to death. Love what their coaches are doing. Love the tenacity and toughness. I just wish they had a little more skill to fit the bill. Tennessee minus 30 in the hook. I'm not going to do it. They're taking on Norfolk State. If anything, kind of like the over 140 there. I think it can get ugly and get ugly quick. Tennessee can put up 95. And then all you need is a good 57-60 from Norfolk State. I think they can get to that over 140. And the hook. Speaking of Mount West basketball, we got the Air Force home dogs against UNLV, the running Rebels of Las Vegas. Minus 8.5 on UNLV feels a little big, but I'll be damned if I take plus 8.5 on Air Force on the basketball court. Stephen F. Austin, and the F stands for covers. They're plus money on the road, barely. They're plus 110 on the money line, plus one in a hook. Kind of like Stephen F. Austin outright in this one. If I had to bet it, it'll be the money line plus 110 on Stephen F. Austin. I think they should be favored slightly, minus 2.5, minus 3. So you can get them at plus money. I like it a lot. Stephen F. Austin and the F stands for covers. We got North Texas. The Mean Green basketball playing machines. They're taking on UAB. North Texas at home minus 6.5. I would love this at 3.5, 4.5. 6.5 is one of those spots. I think this is a close game, and I don't want to be sweating out free throws late in the game. Rich what? A rich man. I just like saying it. Staying away from it. They take on George Washington, the Revolutionaries. Anyway, St. John's, the Johnnies, baby. I really do like this game a lot. They are on the road against Creighton, minus 118 on the money line, minus 1.5 on the spread. If they were at home, I'd be all over it. But man, you're talking Big East basketball and you're talking Creighton. I love Patino. Love the Johnnies. I just can't bring myself to bet. I put it in my bet slip twice. This is the one I'm closest to betting. It's Big East, bruh. I know Creighton's hurt. They're beat up. They still got Kalkbrenner. I don't know. This will be a fun one. If anything, I like the under 152.5. But I do lean St. Johnny's if I had to bet it. Duke, the Blue Devils. They're laying 24.5 against Virginia Tech. That feels way too big for me. Virginia Tech plus the 24.5 would be the side I take. San Jose State taking on Colorado State. Colorado State minus 3 and a hook. I really got no lean, no call on this game at all. Colorado State just missing some key players. And I don't mean injuries. They just don't have scores. They don't have stars that can get the job done. New Mexico, they're taking on Fresno State. Fresno State lost by 10 to UNLV, which makes me want to take New Mexico minus the 14 in the hook. But man, I can just see Fresno State at home, Mount West basketball game, keeping it close once more. I told y'all they'd keep it close against UNLV. They were minus 15 or they were plus 15.5 against UNLV, lost by 10. Now they're only plus 14.5. Part of me feels like this is an overcorrection from the UNLV game, which is not, what's the word? Not warranted. New Mexico is way better than UNLV. I think New Mexico should be favored more than UNLV, but this 14.5 is a big number, especially on the road for New Mexico. I'm going to stay away. One more Mount West game before we get into the bets. You got Boise State on the road minus 7.5. Wyoming is who they're playing. Again, man, feels a little too big. I like Boise State to win it outright. If you're a money line parlayer, maybe you drop Boise State money line with another money line. Like, let me find a good one for you. Let me find a good one for you. I don't know. I'm not a good money. I'm not a parlayer. Try to get out of my element. Yeah, I'm not saying nothing. Nathan, I really like. Let's get to these bets. I know that's what y'all been waiting for. Y'all been sitting here for 31 minutes like, bruh, just give me the bet so I can fade you. That's cool, bro. I'll get to it. No, damn. Just give me a minute. Sheesh. I'm just messing with y'all, man. It's New Year's Eve, baby. We're having a blast. We are having a party. Man, one of my favorite bets of the day is the first game, 11 o'clock sharp. You get North Carolina State taking on Virginia. Dang near even on the money line, minus 108, minus 111. Even with Virginia, as great as their defense is and as slow as they play, I think this total is too low. Give me the over. 121 and a half. North Carolina State, Virginia over 121 and a half. Both of these teams get to 65. I'm calling it. Just thinking of getting to the 130s. Give me the over 121 and a half. It'll barely get to the 130s though. It'll probably be 66, 64, 130 even. But I'll take the over. I'll sort it out. It's 11 o'clock game on New Year's Eve. What's the worst that can happen? Over 121 and a half. Virginia. Let me knock on some wood. I feel like I just jinxed it with the what's the worst that could happen line. You ever watch the movie? What's the worst that could happen? The next life. God damn. Next bet, baby. This one was minus 1.5 last night. I got it on the money line minus 124. Run. I'm sorry, that's the best bet of the day. I gotta do that one last. Rhode Island, baby. They're taking on Duquesne. Give me Rhode Island on the road minus 3.5, taking on Duquesne. This game starts at 1. Looks like if you wait, you might get a better number. Duquesne's minus 120 on the plus 3.5. I like Rhode Island, and I like them by a lot. I think Rhode Island gets them by double digits today. Rhode Island minus the 3.5 on the road. Let's start conference playoff with a biggity bang for Rhode Island, baby. 10-1 on the season, only 5-6 against the spread, but I think they get the job done. You got 58% of the money on Duquesne spread. I'm going Rhode Island, baby, minus the 3.5 on the road. You can't deter me. Arizona State, they're taking on BYU. Arizona State's on the road, and you can get them plus 9.5. This is another game. Looks like if you wait, maybe you get a 10.5. I like Arizona to keep this thing close. Arizona State, Arizona State, not Arizona. Uh, the Sun Devils, fork 'em, baby. I forgot what that thing was. Fork 'em. Anyway, Arizona State plus the 9.5. If you can get 10.5 anywhere, go do your damn thing. This game is going to be close. This game is going to be within 10. Give me Arizona State keeping it close against BYU on the road. Big 12, baby. Some Big 12 basketball rocking, locking, and rolling. Marquette, best team in the nation, best team in the Big East. Not the nation, excuse me. Marquette, baby, the number 8 team in the nation. I think they're the best team in the Big East. They're taking on a Providence team with Kim English, who is feisty. They are tough. But Shaka Smart, Shaka Khan, and his boys, they'll be ready for the fight. Give me Marquette minus 6.5. Dang, I got 5.5, but I still like it at 6.5. I think Marquette takes off. I think it'll be close for a while, and then next thing you know, Marquette's up 12 or 15, walking the damn dog. So we got boom, bang, blap, splat. All right, late night game. Mount West action. Give me a road dog. Give me Utah State. They're coming off a close game against San Diego State. They're taking on a tough Nevada team over there in Reno. You say Nevada, I say Nevada. Give me Utah State on the money line plus 140. Sorry, I Google stuff so much. Yeah, Jared Calhoun, baby. Uh, Love the game, love the name, love his pops. Give me the youngster, Jared Calhoun, to keep this Utah State team focused. Hey, that San Diego State game don't mean nothing today. Give me Utah State plus 140 on the money line, baby. I'll recap those bets in a minute. First, we got to give out the best bet of the damn day. I need somebody, anybody, hit me with the horn. Franklin, Earl, Beardwinaton, New Year's Eve. Started the week off 1-0 yesterday with Washington State, looking to keep it popping. We got Syracuse at home. First ACC game of the season, taking on a tough Wake Forest team. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Syracuse will have a player suspended in this game for trying to knuckle up last game on Saturday. Um, Wake Forest by a million. They're minus 2.5. Oh yeah, we're fading the Orangemen today. Wake Forest, they get the job done. Best bet of the damn day. Wake Forest minus 2.5, taking on Syracuse. Small road favorite in conference play. Always scary, but we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do it big, baby. It's Captain by a hook with the red beard. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dive. It is New Year's Eve. We got the party hat on. Let's recap these bets for you, baby. We're going to rock and roll. The over in the first game of the day starting at 11 a.m. That is the over 121.5 on North Carolina State and Virginia. Yes, the over, contrary to the popular belief. And then we're going to go down Arizona State, baby. A little Big 12 action taking on BYU. Give me Arizona State plus the 9.5. Move over to the Big East. Give me Marquette minus 6.5 on the road, taking on a tough Providence team. Rhode Island -3. They are also on the road, taking on Duquesne. I like a lot of road small favorites today, and it scares the hell out of me. That's Rhode Island. Utah State on the money line later on tonight. Utah State plus 140. And then Franklin Earl's best bet of the day is Wake Forest minus 2.5, taking on Syracuse. We're going over on Virginia. We're going Arizona State plus 9.5. Marquette plus minus 6.5. Utah State money line. Rhode Island minus 3.5. And Wake Forest minus 2 and the damn huh. How you like me now? Gold teeth when I smile. Anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the love. And thank you for the support. It's Captain by a hook with the red beard. Presented by Stare Down Sports. Stare Down Greatness. I'm Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs. Going live on a fantastic Tuesday. It is the last day of 2024. Man, as a kid in 95, never thought 2025 was even a real year. And it's almost here. Take all these wagers at your own risk and please, please gamble responsibly. I'll see you cats tomorrow to celebrate a new year.